Hello students, good morning to one and all. So let's get started today's class, the revision of yesterday's video. So yesterday we stopped that video that when this harassing the thief came to realize that stealing is not a good. Okay, by stealing he has paid to whom? He has paid to the writer Anil. Okay, and this writer also thinks that he by stealing, okay, he has lost so many things. He has lost an opportunity of reading or else learning, okay, learning how to write and how to read also. So many opportunities he has missed by stealing this 300 rupees from the Anil, okay, the writer or else the publishers, and thinking that only he wanted to go back to Anil with that same money. Okay, up to there we had finished yesterday's video. So today's we shall begin what he is doing in the next paragraph, that we are going to know it. Okay, what this thief is going to do. And so this also happened to be the last paragraph of this chapter, the thief's story. So let's begin to this paragraph, what this thief is going to do. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. Undetected means without anyone's knowledge. Okay, I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway, okay, in clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep. Okay, Anil was still asleep. I crept to the heat to the bed, and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute, then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hands towards me. There was 50 rupees note between his fingers. My heart sunk. I thought I had been discovered. I made some money yesterday, he explained. You will be paid regularly. My spirit rose. But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Today we will start writing sentences, he said. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. So this is the last paragraph of today's topic, okay, the thief's story. So in this paragraph we come to know that what this thief Harishin did, okay, after realizing that what is the disadvantage of stealing money. Okay, he came to realization that he is at loss, okay, by stealing this 300 rupees from Anil. Okay, he has had so many things. Okay, we saw it yesterday. So today he came back to Anil's, okay, Anil's room. That time the door also was opened because Anil was still asleep. It is said already. So Anil was still asleep. Then he opened the door. He went to this Anil's bed. And he slowly, okay, now not by walking but by creeping, he reached to that Anil's bed. Then after reaching that Anil's bed, this money was totally wet, you know it, okay. He was in the rain in that Maidan or else in the field. So the money was totally wet. That wet money he had kept secretly under that mattress. Okay, from where he had stolen it. So while he was keeping that money secretly, that time even he used to feel, he felt the breath of Anil. Okay, Anil was not knowing anything. He was still asleep. Then somehow he kept the money there, and he says that it is very easier to steal something than to return undetected. Okay. It is very easier to steal something, but to return undetected, I mean to return that money without somebody's knowledge. Okay, That's why it is very difficult to return it. Who said? This Hari Singh said. Then in that night, what happened? This Hari Singh. Okay, Hari Singh did a very something beautiful or else strange things. Okay, strange things he did. That he did not get up early. Actually, he used to get up early and prepare tea or else and breakfast for whom? For this Anil. So that was his work. Okay. So, but that day he knowingly he did not get up early. Okay. Then who got up? Anil got up early and he made the tea for this thief Hari Singh. Then afterwards, so when he got up, this thief when he got up, that time he received the tea from Anil, and after that tea also he received something very beautiful. Okay, what we see that one time he gave what 50 rupees note to whom? To Hari's thief. But one interesting thing is that one is that still now the money what he received from Anil is it was wet. That means you understood that Anil came to know, okay, perfectly that the money was stolen by Hari Singh. That's why it is wet. But still then, what this Anil did not do anything, or did not tell anything, did not show any reaction, okay, towards this thief. And then thinking that one, what this thief, okay, Hari Singh changed totally, and he felt so sad that he himself telling that I have been discovered. Okay, I mean I have changed totally. Okay, that is what the meaning of I have been discovered. So this is what then afterwards this Hari Singh, okay, thief again gave the appealing smile to whom? To Anil. Okay, then this time, okay, this time that smile came natural, okay, not artificial. Okay, the before that one he had smiled so many times to Anil, but it was not natural, but it was artificial, just to impress Anil. So this is how this topic comes to an end, dear students. You know that how this poet's life was, okay, at the age of 15, then how he became a good person. Okay, so this is how life can change. Okay, so one thing we can understand that one is the forgiveness of the Anil to this whom? This thief. That is what changed this Hari Singh. So dear students, it has also got some of the questions. Okay, so it is divided into 3 parts, this questions. Okay, if you have this textbook, then you will find it. Today we shall discuss the question and answer. This one, the second chapter. After finishing this one, the first chapter, we shall discuss it. I hope the way I will explain it, you can write the question and answer as well without any difficulties. If you face any difficulties, kindly let me know through this comment box. Okay, so we are going to read the first question, and this is the thief's story. You know that the writer is Ruskin Bond. Already I have written it and I have been repeating so many times. So the first question goes like this. Who does I refer to this story? You know that in the first in the first paragraph itself, the letter begins, the sentence begins with I. We see that I was still a thief when I met Anil. Okay. So basing on that one, this first question is asked. Who does I? Naturally this I. Okay, you put it in inverted comma. Who does I refer to in this story? So I in this story refers to Hari Singh. You can write it. Okay, very simple. Then next one. Second question. What is he? A fairly successful actor. Fairly successful hand act. Okay. So this is the second question. What is he? A fairly successful hand act. That means he is a who? Thief. Okay, he means the thief. Okay, about thief, this question is asked. Okay, he is a fairly successful hand at stealing. Okay, who? Hari Singh is a fairly successful hand at stealing. That's the second question and answer as well. Then the third one is, what does he get from Anil in return for his work? Okay, the third question is, what does he get from Anil in return for his work? You know that he was paid. Okay, he is promised to get food in return for his work. Okay, in the beginning actually he was promised to get a food, only food. Okay, because this you know that you remember the story when this Hari Singh met Anil. That time he asked that I want to work for you. Okay, then Anil said that one he had no income. Therefore he said that yes, you can work for me, but I cannot pay. Okay, he had told. But later he as he earned money, Anil earned money, then he decided to pay for this Hari Singh regularly. Okay, but for these questions you write that but he promised to get a food from Anil. Okay, not money. Then the next question, fourth one. How does the thief think Anil will react to the theft? Okay, this is also very simple questions. Okay, how does the thief think Anil will react to the theft? Okay, this is the fourth question. You can write it down. The Anil thought that the thief thought that Anil will not react to this theft as the other employers reacted. And in the story also, this Hari Singh told that this Anil will not be that much sad because the money was theft, the money was stolen, but he will be sad due to the trust. Okay, because I was not trustworthy to Anil, that's why he will be sad. In this way he will react. Who will react? Anil. Okay, then the next one. What does he say about the different reactions of people when they are robbed? Okay, this is the fifth question. Kindly write it down. What does he say about the different reactions of people when they are robbed? Okay, so in this we see that one. This is Hari Singh. Hari Singh, he has reacted. Okay, he has yes, he has stolen money or say things from lot of employers before he came to Anil. So that time he himself said that when he reacted, when this Hari Singh stolen, okay, Hari Singh stole the money from the rich people. The rich people showed anger, and the greedy man showed fear, and the poor man showed acceptance. Okay, the three things you must write in this question. Okay, the greedy man showed fear. The greedy man showed fear, and the rich man shows anger, and the poor man shows acceptance. Because they cannot do anything. No, poor people. They cannot go to the police and so on. Okay, that's why they accept the theft, what he has done, what is done by this Hari Singh. Then the next question, the sixth question. Kindly write it down first. Does Anil realize that he has been robbed? Okay, does Anil realize that he has been robbed? This is the sixth question. Of course. Okay, or definitely he has realized that he has been robbed by this Hari Singh. Okay, the one or two sentences you can finish it. Then another section also is there. Okay, another section is there. That question I will read it. Kindly listen carefully, or else you will miss it. What are Hari Singh's reaction to the prospects of receiving an education? Do they change over time? Compare, for example, the thought, I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. With this later thoughts, whole sentences I knew I could. So this is the first who thought. This is Hari Singh thought. Then after stealing what he thought, that is what I am going to read. Whole sentence I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be really a big man, a clever and a respected man was something else. What makes him return to Anil? Okay, so this is the first question of next section. Okay, the question I am going to read it once again. What are Hari Singh's reaction to the prospects of receiving an education? Do they change over the time? To compare, for example, the thought, I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. With these later thoughts, whole sentence I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be really a big man, a clever and a respected man, was something else. What makes him return to Anil? So, the answer, okay, the answer you can write it. When this Hari Singh, when he had not stolen money, that time also he was being taught by this writer Anil. So, there he realized that one how important education for a man is. Okay, then he thought that once if I learn, okay, once if I learn how to read and how to write, then I can live not like a thief, but like any other educated man and earn money. Okay, sincerely. That is what he thought that. Okay. So after stealing money also, he again realized the importance of education. Okay, that is what made him to come back to Anil. Okay, that is the first question. Then the second one. Why does not Anil hand the thief over to the police? Do you think most people would have done so? In what way is Anil different from such employees? Okay, this is the second question. So, in this questions, you can write that this is Hari Singh. When this Hari Singh stole money from this Anil, that time he was sad. Okay, but he did not react violently towards this thief Hari Singh, nor he did not inform to the police. Okay, but he just forgave him. Okay, if there were anyone, okay, if there was anybody in the place of Anil, then surely they should have informed to the police about this about the theft which was taken by this Hari Singh. Okay, but he did not do that one day. He just forgave this Anil. Just he forgave this thief Hari Singh. Then in this section only two questions were there. Then another section also is there. Okay. So I am going to read the first question of this third section. Do you think people like Anil and Hari Singh are found only in fiction? Okay, fiction I mean in a story section. Okay. Do you think people like Anil and Hari Singh are found only in fiction, or are there such people in real life? Okay. So you have to give your own interpretation or else own prediction. Okay, this one you cannot find it from the text itself or else from the video. Okay, that you can write it from your own imagination or else from own interpretation. That is the first one. Then the second question. Do you think it is significant detail in the story that Anil is a struggling writer? Does this explain his behavior in any way? So this is the second question. In the second question, you can write that yes, in the beginning this Anil, the writer was struggling because he did not promise to give this Hari Singh money for the work. Okay, that is what he gave, what he promised, just only food in return. Okay, so that's why in the beginning he had no money. And another thing is that one, after some time, you see, in the course of writing and publishing these books and magazines also, this Anil was lending money from, okay, he was getting money from different kinds of people for 1 week, and in the next week he was paying back. Okay, that is the answer to these questions. That's why you can write it. Anil was a struggling writer in the beginning. Okay, then the third question. Have you met anyone like Hari Singh? Can you think and imagine the circumstances that can turn a 15-year-old boy into a thief? Okay, this one I am not going to answer it. You can take it as your homework. This one. Third question. Okay. Have you met anyone like Hari Singh? Can you think and imagine the circumstances that can turn a 15-year-old boy into a thief? Then the last question of this third section. Where is the story set? Can you get clues from the names of the persons and the places mentioned in it? What language or languages are spoken in these places? Do you think the characters in this story spoken to each other in English? Definitely you can write these answers. This story was set not in abroad but in India. Of course, the writer is not an Indian writer, Ruskin Bond, he is a British writer, but the story was set in India. Why means there are some Hindi words are used. You know that Bazaar, Maidan, okay, so many things are used. That's why it was set in India. Okay, so dear students, the second chapter comes to an end in this class itself, and in this question and answer also is discussed, and some of the question and answer I have given you for the homework. Hope you will do it. And the question and answer of the first chapter we shall discuss in the next class. So up to that, thank you so much for listening me patiently, and have a nice day. Bye.